right, we are live. We've got 1 minute, exactly 1 minute left in voting in the final four. It got absolutely bonkers here the last minute or two. I am joined by my good friend Malik Willis for Heisman at Liberty underscore Flames underscore, one of my personal favorite accounts on all of Liberty Twitter. Man, first of all, it is 9 o'clock. Let's check the results. I'm going to tell you the results and
I'm
then
ready to get rolling. I'm excited for this.
yeah, so it is 9 o'clock. I'm going to hit the refresh button one more time here. Let's see what we got. All right, Jokers wins 557 to 515. I can't do the math super fast in my head, but that's about 47 votes. Something around there, 30 or 40 votes they won by. Jenna made an absolute charge. I know there was at one point today that Jokers was up by 150, and Jenna made a dude. Holy smokes, there were 933. There were 1,072 votes in that.
I can't remember who it
1,072
was. I
votes.
think it was somebody from Jokers earlier today said there's gonna be 1,000 votes by the end of the day in that
Yeah.
contest, which is wild.
Yes. And then the other one, oh man, Turtle got snuck out by Rise With Us. Rise With Us,
No,
yeah, Rise With Us 2 seed charged in late, got
no.
474
See,
votes.
I was big supporter of Turtle after
Yeah.
Turtle knocked me out last week. So that is a shame.
Yeah, so it's going to be Jokers versus Rise With Us in the championship. Wow, it came down to the last minute there. Turtle is probably Turtle. If you can hear me, you're going to be. I think he's going to join us live here in a little bit. He's
Oh,
in the back. He's in the backstage right now, prepping right now. I think he just saw the results, saw it coming in. But anyway, all right.
listen, this reminds me of Jacob Webb and I. We had an Elite Eight match
Oh,
last year to where it was just the last second,
yes.
just a couple votes that I was writing my concession speech, and I don't know who pulled through, but somebody pulled through, and we ended up going to the Final Four and then losing to
Yeah.
Houston. But wow,
So let me
congrats to the
get your
winners.
thoughts on your matchup this year with Turtle. I know
Oh,
he beat you late. Let me first of all ask, did the switch from Twitter over to seaofred.com, did that end up hurting you, or was it just, what do you think it would have been the same result?
no, I think it hurt me. If you look at Turtle's voting power, I mean, Turtle's a great guy. Love his account. He does a lot of good things for Liberty Twitter, and I have great things to say about him. That's why I supported him today. But he and obviously my account, nobody knows. I mean, some people know who I am, but not a ton of people know who I am. So I don't go post on my personal social medias, hey, vote for this, or I don't go blast on Facebook. Well, Turtle did the opposite. Turtle was calling everybody his wife knew from their middle school class prom they went to, and he got everybody to vote. He has just an army that voted. So good for him. I mean, here's my thing. I think there was some collusion. I think
Uh-oh.
there was some people coming together and saying, "Hey, I mean, here. So let's just take this into college football playoffs. If there was a vote on who would win tonight's game, Alabama or Georgia, the people would obviously vote for Georgia to win because nobody wants Alabama to win again. They don't want the best to win. I
Oh,
think it's a
okay.
very similar thing with the championship of the Liberty Twitter Bracket Challenge. I think people
Yeah.
didn't want Malik Willis for Heisman to win because, I mean, we post a lot of great stuff. So I'm
Look,
just kidding around, but
yeah,
the
you're a
accounts
big
that win,
Survivor
they're
fan.
awesome, and I'm
You're
a
a big
huge
Survivor
Survivor fan,
fan, and so
huge Survivor
you
fan.
know how it goes. That in those like the Elite Eight, Sweet 16, that kind of like the last couple of votes, they're taking out the biggest competitors, and
That's what
they
it
want
was.
to.
And you know what? You know
Yep,
what? Just like Survivor, I didn't have someone there that was a bigger threat than me in the game, and I messed up in
that's
that
right.
way. And Bill Powell would be proud of me for my Survivor play. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it came down to, honestly. I did see a couple of messages back and forth between those accounts, and they were like, all right, who do you want to take to the final vote? Do you want to take Turtle Power, or do you want to take Malik Willis for Heisman? I think everybody basically said they want to take. So, real before we go over to Turtle and get his initial reaction to losing tonight, I do have to ask you this question. I love a lot of your tweets about just what I think really, you get it, what the Liberty Twitter Bracket Challenge is all about, and I love what your comments about it. But just what does, I mean, you've been a part of this 2 years in a row now. what do you think this is doing? You see the momentum, you see the different recruiting replies, you see the amount of content that people are putting out in the Liberty, you see the replies, you're there everywhere. Have you noticed a big bump in Liberty activity, and what does this bracket do for the Liberty Twitter community?
Yeah, I think somebody said it earlier today. They said just look at other social media, Twitter activity, or other social media activity for other college athletics, and there's none really like Liberty. There's none that come together and have group messages and talk about different recruits. I mean, maybe they're out there, but there's none that have the passion behind them. And I think there's just something about coming together with people. And I mean, I don't know about probably almost all the other accounts. Turtle talked about how many followers he gained during it, but and just how many people have joined in and how many new accounts there are of people that want to hop in on fanning the flames online. So it's a lot of fun. I love it. I'm so glad you guys put it together, and it's a blast. So thank you guys. And as you guys know, Malik Willis is gone. So I need everyone's help on what the next name of the account will be. So send those to me. Malik Willis for Heisman will not be the account forever. So I need help in that way too. So send over your recommendations.
I did see earlier on somebody ask you about changing the name, and you basically said, I'm waiting until after the bracket is over. So I'm expecting a name change soon. I did want to shout out really quick. Thank you very much. It's one of our prized possessions here in the office is an AGG signed card with a jersey clip. So thank you for that. Dude, thanks for all you do for Liberty Twitter.
Of course, a lot of fun.
I think the voting format did not help you. But I think anybody who follows Flames Twitter, Turtle said this, anybody who follows Flames Twitter knows exactly where you are and what you're doing. So much appreciated, and we'll catch up with you again next time.
I'm looking forward to seeing Turtle go in there. Actually, no, Rise With Us. I'm looking forward to Rise With Us or Jokers go in there and coach a basketball game with Coach McKay. That'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right. Take it easy, man. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right, let's go ahead and bring the man in. You saw the results live with us. Lost by what, 17 votes, I think. Did I do the math right?
Sounds about right. Yeah, it's about
right. So you took the shades off. This is the competition's over. You're kind of just like
back to normal.
Back to normal. Yeah. So main thing I want to talk about, Turtle, here is what has the Liberty Twitter Bracket Challenge done for you and your personal Twitter account over the last 2 years? Do you have any numbers or stats on that? Just a general idea. Where did you start at? And then, and then where are you at now? And just kind of,
I don't know how I must have been at about 100 last year. So now I'm at about 745. So just in that 1 year, it's probably been about 645 followers. So, and a lot recently, like a ton recently.
Awesome. Yeah, most of that has to do with the amount of activity. There is not one single Conference USA post. You and I both, I laughed a little bit because I was heavy on the realignment stuff, and every time there was somebody popping up on it, I would try to beat you to that because I knew you were the only other person that I could guarantee was going to be in that reply. So I would always chuckle whenever I got there first or if you got there first, and it was awesome to see, man. Great stuff this year, dude. Awesome. The videos, honestly, the best content this bracket has ever put out. The Hoosier speech was incredible. I went back and watched the Hoosier speech because I wanted to get the Gene Hackman like slapping the book. You did it exactly when he did it. It was incredible. Last thing, I actually had 2 people text me today. Hey, what can I do better on my Liberty Twitter account? And I'm like, dude, just be yourself, have fun, and fan the Flames. And then one of them pressed me on it. They're like, really, what can I do to be better for Liberty Flames? And I was like, I don't know. So you've obviously risen really quickly here. What are some of the things that you try to do? Do you have certain searches that you look for? Do you have certain topics that you try to go for? What would you say if somebody, especially like a new parody account or something, and they want to be active in Flames Twitter and they want to get a following, other than just having a hot take here and there, what are some of the things that they can do? What are some of your things that you like to do?
I guess, I don't know. I like to use statistics in a pro-Liberty way just to try to advance the cause and make Liberty greater on a national scene. Conference USA, the whole conference realignment thing, I was like super heavily invested in that. Like I was just, I was living and dying with every single I don't know, Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky and what's happening. I was like, I don't know, but I try to use my numbers, I guess, to make cases for Liberty, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
That's a lot what you do, and it's really much appreciated because here most people like myself, we get really emotional on Twitter. We're like, no, we love Liberty because it's the best ever. You don't understand. And then you'll come in, like, actually, out of the past 7 years and blah blah blah, and you're like, oh, hey, he's actually helping me out here. So, Turtle, what was your honest reaction at 8:30 tonight when you logged on and saw that you might not win this thing, and you had been leading all day by a very sizable amount? Were you surprised? Were you knew that Rise With Us had a late charge?
I'm never surprised because people go on Twitter and they'll tell me, "Oh, I'm out of bullets." Like I never believe that. So
Yeah.
I guess I was out of bullets myself. I mean, I'm going through old church softball lists and old church small group lists and mass emailing people. I mean, I got a lot of votes late, but he just had this swath of votes late, and it was just
Yeah.
it's hard with not being on campus or not
Mm.
knowing a lot of people on campus because I'm kind of starting from scratch as far as supporters. So
Yeah.
I did the best I could, but it wasn't
Man.
enough.
No, it wasn't, not this year. But looking forward to good things for you this year, and definitely next time you come down to a game, we'll hook up and make sure we can
Absolutely.
meet up with each other. It's been really fun getting to know you through Twitter and engaging on all of that kind of stuff. And hey, whenever the big news breaks, and I know that you and I are the only ones kind of in the replies on there, I'm going to start putting like I'll put a little turtle emoji in there for you if I beat you to it. How about that?
Sounds
Oh,
good, man. It was
something else I wanted to ask you about really quick.
sure.
How cool was it to interact with Coach Freeze and just have him reply, and McKay and the stuff they're doing? I mean, when that first time you see that verified account replying to you, you're like, oh, especially Hugh Freeze, like somebody we all would kind of look up to. Was that cool or what?
Oh, that was like the best. Believe me, I told my friends about the Hoosiers video. I told them
Yeah.
Hugh Freeze just said this is so good. Like he
Yeah, that's
watched my
awesome.
video and responded to it. It's like the best to have the coaches responding to the things people are doing in this challenge. It's unreal.
Yeah. Well, I think you're going to hear. Probably later on tonight about how Rise With Us went about getting a ton of votes. I've got a little bit of an inkling how he did it, and I think it's going to be pretty special to hear about. So get in that chat and ask him out about it. All right.
I didn't want to face him. I don't like facing people that are like me too much. And
Yeah.
I mean, we're different a little bit, but he's real statistical and like it's just I don't know.
Big into
Everyone's
recruiting.
got,
Both of you are bit. That was the battle of the recruiting followers, I guess.
yeah, I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Didn't have enough at the end.
All right, man. Very cool jersey. Very cool hat. Look forward to meeting you one of these days, and good luck next year.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Chad.
All right. And finally, guys, we are going to bring in the man advancing to the championship against Rise With Us, as we saw, made a just storming comeback tonight. James, you guys had the lead all day today. At what point did you realize that, wow, we're up 150 and we still can't rest easy because Jenna is just a force?
Yeah, so we were campaigning on campus. We wanted to get the students involved because, like, we're a student group. We wanted to get them involved in this. So, and because I think there's a lot of students on campus that like don't follow the sport. So, like, we wanted to get them involved, get them in that. But when we left campus, we had right at that 150 mark, and she got it within like 60, and we're like, okay, like we have to do something else. Like we have to do more. And thankfully the guys all jumped in and helped get the votes. We ended up back to with about 100-point lead, and she closed it again towards the end, but glad that we could pull through. Jenna's a great challenger. Like, props to her, like, truly.
Yeah, that was incredible. Incredible matchup. So you had this idea, and I tweeted a picture out of it. You had this idea to go set up a table on campus. How many votes were you able to get, and what? So I saw in the picture that it was $150 raffle entry, and then how many votes did you get from that today?
Yeah, so we got about 240, 250 votes from just being on campus.
Wow.
about 200 people entered the raffle, but we also had like 50 other people just vote because they wanted to vote for us because they love what we do on campus, and that was really cool to see. Just there's people like supporting us in that while we're supporting our team and loving on them.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So I'm assuming that you have followed Rise with Us and you know a little bit about his account. I know you guys ran a pretty clean campaign today, from what I could tell. There was no, I mean, Jenna was a worthy opponent, and you guys didn't take any
Yeah.
shots at anything with her. Is that the same similar strategy you're going to take with Rise with Us, or have you not developed a campaign strategy yet, or what?
Yeah. We definitely took our shots earlier at some people, but we don't really want to do that anymore because in your heart in this, like your heart is to grow the Liberty like Twitter like page, like grow the camaraderie and just the outreach that we have, and we don't want to jeopardize that. We want to come alongside people like Jenna, people like Rise with Us, and kind of grow together.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we're
that's
gonna
a great message for the Liberty Twitter Bracket Challenge. You guys are definitely going to be at the game tomorrow night,
oh
supporting
yeah
the conference basketball game. I know the players are excited to have the students back for the most part.
yeah
So talk to me about what it would mean to have that belt, to have those signed balls. Where do they go? Who gets to keep those?
yeah.
What's the plan? Do you guys have any idea? You're so many of you. What goes on with
Yeah,
those?
so the belt will be a thing that we bring to every game. Like if we win, like we're gonna bring
Nice.
that to every game. We're gonna like take that and just say, hey, like this is something that like y'all helped us get. Like let's do it. Let's show it. Let's show it out. Let's uh almost have it as an intimidation fact to the other team.
Nice.
Also the signed balls. Not 100% sure where those are going yet. But they will be probably within a couple of the jokers that have just been helping a lot with this campaign, with pushing this. And then the who will be the guest coach? Still undetermined. It'll be one of like 3 or 4 people. So
Nice. Very cool,
yeah,
man. Well, look, what the Jokers is doing is so special because it's been the longevity. As we've been through this, I've been seeing pictures pop up. Have you heard from any of the not original Jokers, but some of Jokers alumni, some Joker, people who have been Jokers? Have you heard from any of them recently? And what is their message to you? Are they excited about this thing, or do they even know it's going on?
yeah. So they're definitely all in for it. Like we have guys like Will Rents or uh, Blake Dunson or a guy named Jason Zabel. Like they've all been reaching out specifically today. And then, but yeah, they're all in for it. They're promoting it to the people that they're around right now. And they're helping us out as well. It's really cool to see the alumni come along and like help us out in this.
Oh, dude, that is so cool. That is so cool. All right, James, good luck for, I guess, Wednesday, and I will see you
Yeah,
tomorrow night. And I think John is going to bring the belt by the Liberty Arena so everybody can get a good look at it. And then we have the
awesome.
championship on Wednesday. Dude, what you're doing is amazing. Nothing short of amazing. Keeping this group alive. And then what you did today, setting the table up, getting those 240, 250 votes, that won it for you. I mean, you only won by like 40 or 50, 60 votes at
Yeah,
the end. So that was the deciding factor, and it had to be done because she was bringing in Facebook. I mean, I saw so
yeah,
many Facebook groups; it was insane. So, hey, man, awesome work, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
yeah. We'll do.
All right, guys, what an incredible tournament it has been. I just want to say, from John, I know, and myself, and all of us over at Sea of Red who have fun covering the Liberty Flames. It's incredible to have this much support for something like this. I mean, honestly, when we started this 2 years ago, or about a year ago now, we had seen it from other universities. I think one other is what I saw it from, and it didn't have any of this type of engagement. I mean, there was a good amount of votes, but just the interaction and stuff, I didn't see it. So props to everybody for taking and running with this, and really, John at aseaofred.com has built something that we can all be proud of. The website covers, if it does everything from Turtle and Rise with Us. It gives you all your stats and all of your recruiting information to people like me who like the more personal opinion pieces and hearing about the athletes and their backstories. That's what I really like. John started this thing over 10 years ago and kind of built this engine and given us this vehicle to do something like this. So I just want to make sure that he's not on here tonight to join me. So it doesn't sound too weird for me to just sit here and thank him and just let him know how grateful we all are as Flames fans for this avenue that he's given us. He has this Twitter following of 7,000. I think 7,000. He gets a ton of page views on a seaofred.com. So it is a major outlet for us to be able to do something like this and have fun and kind of promote it in a way that that's on a big stage. I mean, this is it. So we will be back on Wednesday night. I am watching the national championship game. Alabama, it just went up 6-3. So it is 6-3. We'll be watching that. And then the Flames take on, I forget who we play tomorrow night at home, but I'll be there. I know it's a conference game. I think it's North Florida, if I'm not mistaken. So, all right, you guys have a great night, and as always, keep fanning the Flames. That's what it's all about. Have fun.